Hey guys, this is John from JohnKill3D Gaming, and I'm here to give my review of Batman versus, or Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. And while I do this review, I'm not going to spoil too much, but I'm also going to have Injustice, Injustice playing in the background with Batman and Superman going at it, just to give you a little feel here. But what did I think of the movie? It's not the worst DC movie I've ever seen, but it's not perfect. Especially with a lot of shit they put into the movie, it kind of made everything unbalanced. But I'm not saying I hated it completely compared to other superhero films. I mean, I like a lot of superhero films, but overall, the actors did great. I mean, the movie itself, it's what it is because DC is trying to play catch up to Marvel. And I can see why. They want to set up their Justice League. They want to set up the universe finally. But it's not easy. But overall, how is the story and what it's basically about? They're still trying to determine whether Superman is a hero or not, and Batman is having some major beef because it barely picks up. It picks up right after Man of Steel, and there's a 2-year gap of stuff happening within this movie, which is insane. I'm not gonna try and speak it in order because trying to do that is trying to fucking figure out quantum fixes. All I gotta tell you is I loved the beginning. I know we're sick of seeing Batman's origin, but you know what? They did it the Incredible Hulk style. They told it right at the beginning as the opening credits to the film. So that's good. I'm happy that they did it in that form. But I'm gonna get into the disjointed middle of the story. The middle was very disjointed, jumping back and forth between Batman and Superman and other things that were happening in between. There were side plots that didn't need to be there, and they weren't very subtle with their references to set up the other DC films. For example, the reference of the other Justice League characters. It's not very subtle. This is where a tiny spoiler kicks in. Batman sees the files and Wonder Woman sees the files of other characters such as Cyborg, Aquaman herself, and the Flash. I know a lot of people are not sitting well with the Flash's entrance of how he appeared twice, 2 cameos, of one of the modern Flash and one of the future Flash talking to Bruce Wayne. Now, I know people are gonna call me crazy, but I like the whole nightmare version of when Flash comes in, when he comes into Bruce's dreams, because I don't know, something about that scene. Not only that, it was loud as hell. It fucking gave me damn near gave me an aneurysm in my head when I heard the bing and the lightning started going off. And I mean, I'm trying to remember as much as I can because I had seen the movie this morning. I didn't rest either. Well, I did rest. I didn't sleep most of the night because I was eager to see the film to give my points on it. But then I went to go see it. I came home. I needed to sleep on it just so I could make sure I could get everything right. And I'm still having things disjointed. But you know what? The film is disjointed. So let's get into Batman and Superman themselves. I loved Ben Affleck as Batman. He's better than Christian Bale. He's better than the ones that came before, except Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is still Batman to me. But Ben Affleck, you're Batman, and whether you like the fact that he kills, that's entirely up to you because I don't mind it. I can understand why the fucker started killing people or killing enemies because motherfuckers don't learn, especially when he started branding bitches, okay? I think right there that should be a warning and a half for your ass if a motherfucker comes to brand you because you keep fucking up. Now, Wonder Woman is there. Wonder Woman, she makes sense because when you see her Easter egg for her film that's coming up, she can be here in this movie without explaining her backstory because that's what's going to be the Wonder Woman standalone film. That's all I care about right there. Now, Wonder Woman, on the other hand, I thought I was going to be very concerned, but I wasn't. I liked how she was portrayed. Wonder Woman is the closest portrayed Wonder Woman we will get until Justice League does more with her. Now, The climax, a lot of people complained, oh, what about the destruction, da da da. Oh, first let's get this out the way. I don't hate Jesse Eisenberg, but everyone is saying this, and I agree. He should have been the Riddler in a standalone Batman film. He was more Riddler-ish than Lex Luthor. Thank goodness they said he's Lex Luthor Jr. because then they can easily bring in Big Daddy Lex, and Lex can cause problems. Because his motivations, if they would have changed some of Lex's motivations around, instead of making him cuckoo kajou, then his motivations would have made more sense. And I don't know why people are saying Batman is a moron. Batman had motivation because he was being manipulated behind the scenes by Lex with little things like the notes saying you let your family die, that the people at Wayne Tower die in the day of the attack, and Batman was there, and you know, you could understand that would fuck with his head a little bit. So I don't give him no shit. Now, what Lex was trying to do to Superman, yeah, it was kind of shitty. Now, I don't know a lot about Doomsday's backstory. I know there's many interpretations, but I don't know in what backstory did Zod become Doomsday. So someone please correct me on that if there's a thing where he did become Doomsday. If he did it, then okay, they changed that for the film and I need to know his backstory. I did like the fight between Batman and Superman. It wasn't too long and it wasn't too short. It was like watching the Dark Knight Returns one, just minus the extra characters that were involved with that fight. Now, this is where because I didn't explain every single detail in the movie. I'm just explaining the shit that caught me. Now we get into the final battle. Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman versus Doomsday. Doomsday, for the love of God. Now, I kind of wish they would have brought him in like other sequels. Not now, because I understand that he should not be here. But what can I say? He's here now. So, Doomsday shows up. But the smart thing is, they led him to an area that didn't have a lot of people. They led him to that type of area, which is good with me because that means a lot of damage couldn't be done to the area, to the city type zone of Metropolis. Like, it got fucked over in the first one. They took them to an abandoned area of Gotham. Now the Kryptonite Spear comes into play, where they need to get the spear from where Lois Lane dropped it in the damn water. I don't understand why she did that, but you know what, I could deal with it. Now, Superman is hurt from the Kryptonite, and Wonder Woman cuts off Doomsday's hand. Basically, this movie was two comic books. It was The Dark Knight Returns and it was The Death of Superman. That's basically the two storylines that they were trying to intermingle to implement into this film. Did they do it right? It was very shaky and rocky, but you know what? I was able to study the film and analyze. If they would have took out all the side shit, then the movie would have had a much smoother narrative. Okay? So, I mean, I don't hate the movie. I don't know what to think. I hate the movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's about time we see. This is the first versus film I ever seen between two superheroes. The next one's going to be Captain America. Now, back to what I was saying about the Doomsday fight. Superman takes the Kryptonite Spear, takes all his might, and stabs Doomsday into the heart, or the chest, or one of the two. Doomsday takes his spike and stabs it above Superman's heart area, effectively killing him. They've killed each other. Now, after that, they mourn, they bury him and mourn his loss. But you know he's coming back because it doesn't, and you know what? A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people say, oh, this movie didn't have the balls to do it. You know what? Unlike fucking Star Trek Into Darkness that killed Kirk and brought him back, this one actually killed Superman and left him dead. That way the weight was kind of there to understand, okay, this is why Batman and Wonder Woman got to bring the Justice League together, because something is coming. Because I could tell there was a lot of dark side references that he is coming and he's going to cause hell. Because I don't deal with religious people, but the religion was all over the place. The religion references were all over the place in this movie. I mean, there was much more ways you could have done this. I mean, superhero movies, that's the one thing. They're getting too bold by fusing religion with with superheroes. So I mean, I don't know what else to really say because I don't want to spoil anymore. I wanted to say my piece. There's a lot of things I like about the movie. There's a lot of things I could have done without. So The movie's a 50-50 with me. I hope no one gives me hell for it. I just wanted to say that I did enjoy the movie for what it was. It was 2.5 hours. Sorry about that, folks. My mic cut out for a second because it got unplugged. The movie's 2.5 hours. There's gonna be a rated R cut that's 3 hours. I mean, I don't see where the rated R stuff comes in unless they're gonna add more brutality to Batman and show him actually killing his villains. But I mean, if I can grade the movie, not the best superhero movie, not the worst, but hey, DC is trying to catch up to Marvel, and I give them some props. I just wish they would have done things, because it seems like Warner Brothers is doing their way, not what the fans want to see. And they know, even though this movie is not the best, it's gonna make freaking tons of money, because remember, it's something we've all wanted to see. Batman, Superman exist on the same screen. They didn't care how they were gonna do it. I mean, I hope there's a standalone Batman film coming with Ben Affleck in the role, because I want to see more of him. I want to see a lot of what the DC universe tries to do, but I mean, they need to get things very straight with their narratives. So, if you haven't seen Batman v Superman, I would say catch it at a matinee. Don't pay full price. It's not really there for that unless you go see it in IMAX for those IMAX scenes. I saw it at matinee because I wanted to let the movie sit in my head first and let me see where I stood with it before I gave it more of a grade. So you got the money, you got the theater, go see matinee, go see when you get the chance. So until next time, guys, that's my review. That's Batman v Superman. I enjoy it. Tell me what you think. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, and to all my fucking haters, you can kiss my black ass.